hope you've had a great break. It's kind of weird the way we're having to do this now, but I'm a little bit excited about this project because you guys are home, so it's going to make it a little bit easier, I think, for you to do it now. So what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to be taking everything that we've learned so far this year and you're going to be applying it to the creation of a dream bedroom. And your project needs to have the following things in it. You're going to do a floor plan of your room. You're going to have a client profile, and you're your own client, so you're going to have needs and wants. Though if you do have someone you share a room with, they are also a client in this project, and you will have to talk to them as well. You're going to make a color chart. You're going to have a spreadsheet with the manufacturer, the model, the price. So like we did before, you're going to have like a specification sheet, like we did on the green design project. You're going to make a presentation board, but I'm trying to figure that out right now because obviously maybe if you guys are actually doing kind of being sequestered, you're not going out. So I think you could probably do that in one of the like Illustrator or something like that, but that's later on, so I'll figure that one out as we go. You guys will also have to do an elevation drawing of one of the walls in your room. And you guys can pick which one that is. Remember, an elevation is looking straight at the wall. And I will, when we get to that part of it, I'll give you an example too. So you're going to be programming. You're going to be asking yourself these questions just like you would ask a client because you are your own client. But this is to help you figure out what you're going to be doing. And we're going to actually do a little videotape with my daughter up in her room to kind of give you guys an example of what you need to think about and like how you would answer the questions. But the questions that you're going to answer are, what do you love in this room? What do you hate in this room? What colors do you love? What colors do you hate? Is there something you have or have seen that you want to serve as your color inspiration? Do you have a favorite look or style that you want to create? Who uses this room? How do you use this room? Are there any special needs that should be considered? Do you want to accomplish this all at once or in phases? And what is your budget? So this is like your dream bedroom. You don't have to have a budget. You can go as crazy as you want. But there have been kids in the past that have actually presented this to their parents and their parents have allowed them to make these changes. So if you really want to make some changes in your room, you could ask your parents, like, if I do this, is there a budget? And what do I need to stay in? So that's that, and we'll get to that second part now. Okay, so we're in Delaney's bedroom, and I'm going to ask her some questions like you would ask yourself. And that way you can kind of understand what we're talking about. Okay, so the first one is, what do you love about your room?
I love that my room showcases kind of my personality. So there's just a lot of different things that I like, and my hobbies and my interests are kind of displayed. And I think that it really makes me happy to be surrounded by things that I love. So I'm very comfortable in my room. Yeah.
Okay, so you can kind of see some of Delaney's collections and things that she likes. Okay. What do you hate about your room?
I probably don't love how clustered it feels because I do have a lot of things, so I think my room's a little small for how much large pieces of furniture I have, so I wish there was a little more space, but it's okay. It's just a little clustered.
Okay. What colors do you love?
As you can see, I love the green and the blue in my room. I love those colors, are my favorite, and they make me feel very peaceful and happy. I don't know, they just kind of like bring me up, so I like them. They're very bright.
Okay. What colors do you hate or dislike?
I like in this room? Sorry.
Well, I guess in general, is there any colors in here you dislike?
Yeah, I don't love like the bright red and orange or yellow in my room. I kind of have some areas in my room that are like yellows that kind of are very contrasting to the themes that I have, so I don't love them, but you know, it's just kind of, it goes against my theme.
Okay. Is there something you have or have seen that you want to serve as a color inspiration? So why did you pick these colors? Was there something you saw that made you like these colors when you chose them?
I don't know. I just, green and blue were always my favorite colors, and I just kind of, you know, because we created this room when I was 11, so at that time a lot of my friends were theming their rooms to their favorite colors, so I wanted to do the same thing because I like surrounding myself with my favorite colors. I don't know that I necessarily had any major inspiration. I just liked the theme of color.
Okay, so something that you could think about is like a piece of artwork that you might have. So like Delaney likes the wave painting. So if she had had that and she hadn't painted her room, she could use that for inspiration. So that's kind of what we're thinking about. Is there like a team you love? Is there something like, you know, she loves Batman, but then she says she doesn't really like yellow, so she wouldn't want to do her room like maybe yellow. But that's what you should be thinking about at home is like, is there a sports team I love? Is there a picture? Is there art? Or is there something I want to be kind of like the focal point in my room, or what I want to go from? That's what that question kind of is. Do you have a favorite look or style that you want to create?
I think I'm getting more into modern, but I don't love complete minimalism, but I do like a bit of modern. Like this section of my room, I have this very modern light fixture and this chair, but it's also kind of retro. So I like the retro and modern mix. That's kind of what I'm going for.
Okay. So who uses this room?
Me?
And do you have friends that ever come in?
Hardly, but if I do, it's a good space for them because I have multiple places where they can sit. It's like this chair, for example. So.
And you have another chair like stashed away, right? That
Yes,
you can pull out.
I have an extra chair that I pull out that matches the theme of my room. It's a green little chair.
And you also have your desk chair that I'm sitting in. So you've got lots of seating if you have people over. Are there any special needs that should be considered?
What do you mean by that?
Well, like let's say you had, like you're in a wheelchair. You wouldn't really necessarily want carpet, or if you had a pet that slept in your room, we'd want to think about like where's your pet going to sleep. Like if you did video games a ton, then you would want to think about a video game. You kind of use your corner as like a little book nook area, like you read there or whatever. So that was something we considered as a place for you to be able to sit and read or whatever. So that's kind of what I mean by that. So something that you do that you would need a particular space for. Like you also have your desk. So, okay. Do you want to accomplish this all at once or in phases?
I think I'd like to accomplish it in shorter phases. I think it'd be a lot of work and money if we did it all at once, and since my room is mostly complete except for a few things, I think I'd want to go in smaller phases.
When we actually did do it in phases, right? It took us a while because most people don't have the money to go out and just do everything at once. And then what's your budget?
What is my budget?
Well, I would have to think about that, about what changes you want to make when you decide that. But yeah, I think the typical, like to change just paint color and bedding and maybe small pieces of furniture, you might need like $500. It could go up from there. It just depends on like what changes you're going to make is the budget for that. Okay, so those are the questions you guys will be answering. And today you had to ask like if I could change anything, what would it be? So Delaney, if there was something about this room you could change, what would it be?
I think one of the bigger things is the wood in my room. I kind of have like the theming of like white wood, and my blinds are a lighter wood, and so is my headboard. So I'd probably want to change my bed and get a new headboard to match better, as well as the blinds, probably white blinds.
Do you think you would change the style of your headboard then? Would you want like
Yeah, I
more of
think
a modern?
Yeah, I don't think that the headboard matches as well with my room anymore, so I'd probably change that. But we also, I'd also probably want to change the flooring, because I just have this carpeting, and I probably want to do like a dark wood, because I think it looks more mature and it would match better. But I also wouldn't mind expanding into this room over here, because we have an empty room now. So if we could, I would like to expand my room, maybe have my own bathroom or a bigger closet, and just so that I'd have more space.
Okay, so that is something you guys could do too. You could, if it's possible, so Delaney's on the top floor, right? You can kind of see there's a roof there. She could not go out into the backyard, obviously, without us having to build something beneath it. But the room next door, like she's saying, like this area where the blue is the closet, right? And it goes out. So if you want to, and you have the space and the ability around you to actually physically change the size of your room, you are allowed to do that. And so like she was saying, she wanted to put a bathroom and maybe a closet, so she could take that room next door, because the bathroom's actually next to the bedroom. She could put another bathroom right there and share the plumbing wall. So that would actually work out pretty easily for her situation, but you could do that too. So those are all things you need to think about. Tomorrow or today, you're just going to be doing that programming. Just type it up in Google Docs and then turn it in. So I'll have that as an assignment. Okay? So thank you, and I hope you guys have a good weekend. Bye.